Good morning, my friends. It's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. If you are returning, welcome back. I missed y'all last week. I hope you had a good one. And if you are new, welcome. Super excited that you're here and joining me on my adventures. On my channel, what I do is I am going through my good midlife crisis. I am journeying through my 40s and working super, super hard to get my poop in a group. I am trying to work on my financial, my physical, and my mental health journeys because they are all impactful to each other. And I think that you can't really manage one without managing all three. Um, Honestly, there are probably more, but those are the ones that I have decided to focus on. So, this is obviously going to be a financial health journey, as evidenced by the money above my head. I'm going to be budgeting out this money, $2,393.18, and I am using this fantastic app called YNAB in order to do that. I am paid bi-weekly, so this is 2 weeks worth of money. And again, if you are new, I didn't have a video last week because I was in an ocean. I was on a cruise last week, and if you watch my health vlogs, which is my mental and my physical health vlogs, and I posted that this not this past Sunday, but the one before, you'll know that that started off a bit chaotically. I we had flights scheduled, like booked for Saturday morning, and they got canceled on Friday afternoon. And so we ended up just driving from Central Texas to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which, if you don't know where that is, it's all the way at the very bottom of Florida. So we drove across Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, into Florida, across the entire state of Florida, and then down the entire state of Florida. It is at least a 20-hour drive, just drive time, not including stops for, like, sleeping, using the restroom, filling your car with gas, getting food, all the things you do because you're human. I guess, and your car needs gas. So all of those things. It was a super long drive. We managed to not kill each other. We still are friends, all of us, I think. I'm pretty sure. And we got there. And so it was wonderful. The trip itself was fantastic. I just needed those days to do nothing. My favorite days on a cruise are the sea days. I just like to be on the ship and hang out and do some of the activities. Sometimes I don't do anything, but I definitely did vlog as much as I could. It's a lot of food because I was on a cruise. And I'm also gluten free. If you're new, I have celiac, and so I have to eat gluten free. So I wanted to document the food that I had so other people who are also gluten free can see some of the options that are available. Obviously, it's not everything, but it is some of the gluten free options that are available on a Princess cruise. I cruised with Princess Cruises. So I'm back now, and let's see. I did spend a good chunk of last night, like balancing, going through all of my receipts, making sure everything was in there, reconciling. And so when I shrink myself, you will see two overspent categories. One is a reimbursable and one is vacation. Both of those are because I am waiting on reimbursements from Nathan and Burl. Burl is my cousin, Nathan is my roommate. Those are the two people I went on the cruise with. I'm waiting on reimbursement from them for some of the expenses that I covered, mainly gas and hotels, but other things as well. So I'm waiting on stuff from them. So don't panic when you see my two overspent. I'm not going to cover them today. They will be covered when the boys pay me back. Okay, let's get started. Shall we just get started? Because it's not 11 at all. It's 7:27 and it's Friday, so I have to go to work today. This week has been hectic. My team has told me in no uncertain terms that they might possibly consider letting me take another vacation, but definitely not at the beginning of the year. And that's fair. So I probably won't do another vacation like this at the beginning of the year. Plus, apparently air travel is not very consistent. So, y'all, I got some PJs. I finally went back to PJs today, which is a coffee shop that I love. And Nathan's parents got me a gift card for Dutch Brothers, which is another coffee shop that I love. So, um, this I haven't like figured out the budget for. I just went this morning and I got everybody breakfast, so I might cover that in dining out. I haven't decided yet because I haven't done my budget yet. So anyway, forgot what I was saying. If you're new, welcome. That's not uncommon. I will normally circle back to whatever I was talking about, but there will be tangents and there will be budgeting. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you stick around. Speaking of budgeting, if you follow me on Instagram or if you're friends with me on Facebook, I didn't mean to post it to Facebook. I forgot that Instagram posts post automatically to Facebook, but whatever, it's not a secret. YNAB reached out to me, and I don't know how they decide who to reach out to. If they just mass email everybody, maybe you all got reached out to, but they reached out and were like, "Hey, you want to become a YNAB certified coach?" And I was like, "I don't know, maybe." So I took the test and I passed because I use YNAB regularly, so I know how to use it. And now I have an application to fill out to join their next class for coaches. And I really think that I would like to do this, but it is $1,000 and I did just get back from a cruise. So I am debating whether or not this is something that's worth it for me to do right now. If I have time to focus on building like a side hustle business of being a YNAB coach, which is like if you've done those boot camps and whatnot, I think those are YNAB coaches. They're not employees of YNAB. So I would not be an employee of YNAB. I would be an independent contractor. And then I was looking around yesterday on the internet and I found a couple of people who have websites set up and they do YNAB coaching. I'm thinking about it. Maybe because like the deadline's pretty quick because I got this like as I was leaving for a cruise and I didn't have time to think about it. Well, I guess I had nothing but time to think about it. I just didn't. Um, Maybe I will consider it at a later date because I only have until Sunday to decide. But maybe I'll do it. I haven't decided. So when I do decide, I will let y'all know. I don't have a ton to budget today, but I do want to share some pictures from my trip. Not all of them because I want you to watch my vlog, and there are a lot more in my vlog. But I did take some actual official photos because the package that I had included them. So I am going to share some official photos here. I had when I first got on the ship, it had been a super stressful couple of days. And I have a drink package. So I had some alcohol. And then at the end of the evening, I found this like green screen where they were taking pictures. Actually, I don't even think it was a green screen. I think this had the picture in the background. There were some that were green screen and some that were not. And this one had like the picture of the beach and the chair and the umbrella. And so I decided to be silly and take some silly pictures in front of the umbrella. So I will put that in here. And then there was when you get off the ship, they have like a little lifesaver, like a little actual lifesaver, not the candy, but the thing that saves lives, set up with the ship name and where you are. And so I took a picture in front of a couple of those and I will put them here. And then I also took a couple of formal night pictures, like those official, like awkward cruise photos. I took some of those just by myself because I didn't know where my cousin was. That the night that I took those pictures, he wasn't with us for dinner. That's the night we did these, I keep calling it Spirited Away, the magic show, which I loved, by the way. I loved that magic show. If you were on Princess, Star Princess, or the Sun Princess, which is the one I was on, they have, what is it called? Why can't I think of the name of it? I will put the name because I enjoyed it very much. But it's a magic show. It's dinner. It's not dinner. It used to be dinner. It's just drinks and a show and the room. I loved it. But that was the night, and Burl didn't want to do that. And Burl is my cousin again. So it was just me and Nathan. We went to dinner first, and then we went over there. And Nathan doesn't like pictures of himself, so it's just me in my formal pictures, and I got one printed out for my mom. But here is one of my formal pictures as well. All right. It was fantastic. It was wonderful. I really, other than that first day, didn't drink a ton, but I did have a drink package, so I wanted to make it worth it. We went to Grand Cayman, which was the last stop, and I think this was my favorite. I swam with stingrays. Here's a picture of me with a stingray. And apparently it's 7 years good luck if you kiss a stingray, so I did. We'll see how that works out. And that was my third stop. I got this one for myself because this is my favorite color. It's purple. I don't know if the lighting, but it's like that lilac purple that everything I own is this color because it's my favorite color. Anyway, that was fantastic. And I think if I go back there ever again, I will just not book a tour and just wander because that city, you land in Old Georgetown, and it was gorgeous. I found the library, I found a Peace Memorial Museum, I found like this whole area to walk through that's just all these different statues. And I kind of explored it a little bit, but I didn't have a super lot of time. I didn't get to go into any of the buildings. I did go into Bath and Body Works. They have a lot of American shops there. They had a Starbucks, Bath and Body Works, not a Whataburger. What's that other place? Burger King. Lots of American stores, but yeah, I enjoyed it. And we also went to Cozumel where I didn't book anything. I just wandered the port. I did take a picture with some like people that were dressed up like Incas. And I did post that to my Instagram already, so you should follow me over there because that's where I'm trying to post more. That's one of my goals for 2026. I didn't say it, but that's like a personal goal that I made for myself to try to stay up with my Instagram a little bit better. So if you want to follow me, the link to my Instagram is in my description box. And we went to Honduras where we did the beach dates, the same excursion we did last time we were there, where you just get a two chairs and floats and snorkel. But the water was so cold. I got in the water, but I did not want to snorkel. It was cold in that water because it was cloudy that day and the sun hadn't warmed it. The sun did come out when we had been there for a couple of hours, but at that point I was like, I'm committed to reading. I had my Kindle and I was just reading on my chair, enjoying the sun on my legs. You can see I didn't get very much sun because I spent a lot of time in the library. Well, they didn't have a library, in the place that was covering as the library and on my own personal balcony. I did go outside. It's not like I didn't go outside, but I spent a lot of time inside. I did actually spend some time like lounging on this by the pool in the sun. I did do that, but just not as much as probably most people do on a cruise. Anyway, okay. I'm going to stop talking about that so we can get some budgeting done. Again, it is 7:34 now. I'm going to shrink myself into the corner and we'll come back and get some budgeting done. Not a ton to budget today. Just a lot to talk about. Welcome to my budget, my friends. Okay, so I have categories, and I haven't updated my views yet to update for what I did to 2026. We left in a big ol' hurry, and then when I came back, work has just been kicking my butt. I've been working all day, every day. Tonight I have dinner plans. It's my bestie's husband's birthday tomorrow, and so I'm going up there for dinner tonight. So I also probably won't get to work on it tonight. Nathan's parents are still here. Also, Nathan is calling me, so give me a sec. She's back. Like I probably didn't even disappear at all for you, but I was gone for a couple of minutes. He forgot cilantro and felt the need to tell me that. He's at HEB getting stuff to make fajitas for his family's dinner tonight. As I was just saying, I'm going to my besties this evening for dinner, so I won't be here for his fajitas. Okay, so the way I do my budget is every week I have some categories that I assign money to. I normally do them every week. When you were here last time, I did 2 weeks at a time just because I wasn't going to be here. But this, I'm going back to one week now. So I give myself $50 for dining out. I give myself $125 for groceries. I did bump that back up. I had been doing $100 to make room for my Wild Grain subscription, which I do still have, but I'm not going to have it come out this month because $100 was not realistic for me. I am spending at least $125 on average. Oh, I was going to go over numbers with y'all. Maybe that'll be a separate video because I don't have time to do it this morning. But I want to go over, I did pull my reports from 2025 to see like what my average spend was, and I adjusted categories accordingly. Ecclesial expenses, I put $80 a week in here. This is $60 for my actual church donation, $20 to have on hand if we go out for a meal afterwards. And I did not fill that the last couple of weeks because I wasn't here for church. I was in an ocean. Yeah, both days. I got on the ship on a Sunday and I got off the ship on a Sunday. So coffee, I give myself $25 every week. This will definitely more than cover what I spent this morning. And then I can use Dutch Brothers gift card for the rest of it if I don't go back to PJ's. I didn't know I still had money left in there from last week, which makes sense because I wasn't here, so I didn't get gas fee. Fun money, I am now giving myself $30 every week for fun money. And self-care, this is new. I am now giving myself $30 every week for self-care. Previously, I was doing $25 every paycheck. I am now doing $30 every week because my goal for 2026 the one that I am like my word of the year is selfish. I'm going to be focusing on me a little bit more, on my self-care, on my paying off my no interest debt, on saving for my future. Like I'm focusing on myself, which may seem like not like something somebody should say, but if you've been around for a little while, you know that I tend to give lavishly, which I love about myself, and I very much enjoy doing it. And that is a little bit selfish because it does bring me so much joy to do that. But I need to rein that in a little bit and focus on myself a little bit. I have been neglecting my self-care. I have, like, when I realized that I hadn't had a pedicure since July, and it was the end of December and I was about to go on a cruise, I was like, that's too long. Like, I don't need to get pedicures a couple of times a month, but at least every like couple of months would be great. I would love to get a massage. Um, I want to take care of myself a little bit. And sometimes that self-care is just buying myself some flowers or buying myself a coffee when I'm out of coffee money. That will be self-care because it's something that I'm treating myself to. And so this self-care is just whatever I want to spend it on. I can build it up to save or I can spend it every week. It's up to me. But I wanted to increase that from $25 every 2 weeks to $30 every week. Gas is, I feel like I had already spent this gas money, but all my accounts are reconciled. I'm adding the normal 25 and then I'm going to go back and look through all my accounts and make sure where, because I spent 27.10 because that's why I had filled it to that exact amount because I had filled it that morning. It was last Friday. I had filled my tank last Friday. And then that's actually why we decided to take my car because I was like, they canceled the flights. My car is full of gas. Let's go. Um, Anyway, I'll have to look and make sure I accounted for that. I don't know where that would be. Pet expenses and household expenses are things I only fill once a month at the beginning of the month. It is the middle of the month now, and so I am not going to put anything else in there. YouTube expenses, these are the stickers that I have for like envelopes. Look away if you don't want to know what her, I'm a patron of Jennifer Bleacher for Life in Envelopes. And for my Budget by Paycheck book by the Budget Mom, here's my stickers that I got for January. She picks them. I just started doing this for 2026. I've always picked my own, but I decided I wanted to become her patron of hers. So when you do that, you get she picks the stickers for you. So the February stickers are candy. They look like candy. So I got these while I was away. Nathan checked the mail yesterday. I need to go check my P.O. box. I had a notice from the mail that there was something in my P.O. box, so I need to go check that. So, but I haven't gotten to the post office yet. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But this comes to my actual mailbox. So anyway, that is what this is. This $32.48 is the price of those stickers. Stuff I forgot to budget for, I fill this at the beginning of the month so that way I can have money to cover overages in other categories, which came in handy while I was on vacation. Freely spending from my fun money, buying digital books and playing games on my phone. I spent my fun money and then I spent some of my stuff I forgot to budget for money on my fun money, but that was cool. I was on a vacation. That's fun money. Okay. And reimbursable, again, I'm waiting on the boys to pay me back for some things. So, bills. Let's not skip bills because sometimes I skip bills. I like go through this whole thing and I'll be like, why do I have so much money left? And then somebody will come and be like, you didn't pay your rent. And I'm like, oh, rent, I guess I should pay that. Yeah. Okay, so I have 4 bills that will be due. So like I said, I am paid bi-weekly, I budget weekly, and I budget from a Friday through a Thursday. Nathan just got home, so he's probably going to walk in talking. I budget from a Friday through a Thursday. So I'm going to go from today, the 16th, through next Thursday, the 22nd. And then anything that comes after that will be on the next week's budget. So what I have to pay is my YouTube Premium. I do have a YouTube Premium membership with a family account, which means I have five accounts. I use 2, Nathan uses 1, my mom uses 1, and then I'm saving the other one for Nathan's son when he comes home from his mission. He is Mormon and on a mission, and they can't have YouTube or anything on their phones. It's like a lockdown, not dumb, but not smart device. I don't really understand it. I personally am not Mormon. but this is something he feels very strongly about, so I'm happy that he's doing it for himself. Planet Fitness is my gym membership, $27.11 a month. And I have to get back to the gym. I have to get back into the routine of it. Wild Grain, I am not filling Wild Grain this month. I have skipped my box for this month. But if you want to try out Wild Grain, those are the frozen breads. I have the gluten-free subscription, but they also have it's not mostly gluten-free, it's mostly regular glutinous food, but they also have gluten-free. So if you want to try that out for yourself, they are delicious. And there's a link in my box below that will get you a discount. I think right now it's $30 off your first box, but I don't know that for sure because I keep changing it. But I'll show the link in the box below. Music licensing is the software that I use to create these videos. I pay to access their music library so I can add music to my vlogs. And that is $8.17 a month. And then Mattress Firm is one of my no interest cards. In this, I have 3 mattresses financed on, one for myself, one for my mom, and one for my nephew. So I pay $200 a month. That is more than the minimum payment. And even if I only made the minimum payments, this would be paid off before it's due. But like I said, I want to get rid of my debt. The only other thing that we have to budget today are my 3 great nibblings, Joe, Jet, and Ellie. Oh my goodness, I almost called her Elsie, and that's not her name. Joe, Jet, and Ellie. These are my nephew's children, and I save their ages every week. And I do need to look into a saver plan for them to get, like, it is in my high interest card, in my high interest account, this money, but I want to, people have made different suggestions of different types of accounts. I don't necessarily want to put it into like a school account because I don't know that they will want to go to school. But they may, but I want to put it in something that like they're not limited to using it for school. So I don't know, I've got to look into options. So Joe is 3, he gets $3 a week, which is $6 every paycheck. Jet is 2, he gets $2 every week, which is $4 every paycheck. And Ellie is 10 months old, she gets $1 every week, which is $2 every paycheck. And that's it. That's everything I have to budget out today. That leaves me $1,756.01 to move to next week because I am only paid every other week. So which means next week I won't have a paycheck. So this is the money that I will use to budget out. So I have a category here, very cleverly named next week, and I will move the money here. So I'm going to add $1,756.01 to my next week category. And when you join me next Friday, hint, hint, this is what I will be budgeting out. Okay, y'all, that's everything. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I missed you. I hope y'all have had a fantastic beginning to your new year. Has anything exciting happened? How are your resolutions going if you made any? Let me know. And please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Before you leave me, hype this video, subscribe, come along with me, and I will see you all on Sunday for my vlog that is 2 weeks long, and that will include my cruise. Bye, guys.